Hey guys, this is Matt for Creative. Now today we're taking a look at the Volkswagen section at the New York International Auto Show. Now I know that this is not the most eye-catching section, maybe for others, because there's Kia, there's Infiniti, which they have champagne and whiskey. That's an entirely other thing. But for whatever reason, with kind of like maybe subpar lighting, they've done a great way to showcase these cars. And I think that's because literally the only thing they've done here is put the headlights on. And a lot of the headlights that they use, at least the ones here that I see at the corners, they have this kind of line around it. And it really does a good way of just drawing my eyes, literally drawing with a line, to the front and the lines of this car. For this car here, and this car here, and then finally we'll be looking at the ID Buzz here. I've been outside of the automotive industry for years, and once I got this invitation, I was like, yes, I have to go back in here. I have to make hundreds of videos so you guys can see exactly what it is. But for me, I've been out so long, I don't know what all the models are. So you're gonna be learning things with me as we go through this section. This is the ID.4, and if you know me, this is one thing that I like. Ever since I saw this on a Lincoln, our old Lincoln that we had back in Virginia, I've been a fan of these kind of cross back body LED lights. They just work for me. They seem futuristic, and maybe they're not futuristic anymore, but they seem functional. And they do draw a line, as this does here with the headlight. So that was what, the ID.4. This is not a Jetta, right? That's the only name that I remember from Volkswagen from years and years and years ago. No, this is a Golf. Of course it's a Golf because it's a hatchback. I remember this. It's good. The colors that they chose with this, I think, are what's really drawing me here. I go for full saturation, dark colors. The blue that they used for this looks really great. In camera, I know it is trying to lighten this up, but for right now, I think it looks really good, along with the red that they chose. One that I'm not really a big fan of is that blue that they used over there. I know that that's a sporting color that companies generally use. For me, not a big fan. But for here, oh, I remember the Tiguan. This is something I do remember from years and years ago. And again, this camera is overexposing this car. This has a much toned down, think maybe gunmetal look to the Tiguan. And I do like it. I like something that you could, like, if this makes sense, drive at night, and when light hits it, maybe city light or suburban light, it just kind of catches it in a way that really shows off the lines without showing too much color. For me personally, I go for a lot of black in my wardrobe with just a little bit of color accents. This doesn't have the color accent, but it has that kind of dark look that I really, really go for. Big fan of this one. Color scheme that I'm not a big fan of is, well, technically, this is a color that I think should be matte. If you have this kind of basic gray, I think it really should be a matte and not a shine finish, because right now it looks like unfinished plastic just in my thought of it. It doesn't really work for me. I know maybe it's a more futuristic color, and that's a word I'm going to be using a lot of, and I know maybe these are concepts that have been out there for a while. Don't forget, that's just like, oh, he's just testing to see if these doors slam well. Again, this is the ID.4. But yeah, color scheme is not what I'd go for. No shimmer, no shine. That one is something I do go for. But of course, the top is that Golf R. That one really, really works well. So what do we have here? We have the Atlas Cross Sport. This is a nice, I would always call this a blood red. And I know we haven't really been going inside cars. Again, tech specs, inside cars, you can find that all online. I really want to look at the outside body. I kind of want to see cars for the first time that I haven't seen in real life. That red is a nice aggressive color, something that of course I would not get as a car, but maybe as a rental. That's beautiful. Or maybe if I had this as an Uber, because unless I'm transporting something, why would I get a car in New York City? As I've mentioned in previous videos, I have been struggling with the fact of maybe getting a car again, even thinking, oh, here's the Atlas, even thinking that, hey, parking is going to be $500, insurance is going to cost a lot, I'm going to get tickets, where do you park your car if you're just driving around, where am I going to go, and what am I going to use it for? But there are certain models out there that are drawing my attention again to maybe get a car for the first time in about 10 years. All right, so here we are at the end. This is the piece of the response. This is the ID Buzz, and for me, is it a car that I would ever get myself? No, but is this a car that is functional? Because for me, functional cars are where it's at. All right, so we have a nice big-bodied car. I'm assuming those back seats can be folded down. For me, I would have myself, maybe the passengers next to me, and that's literally it. And I'd use this for storage. But let's see what this looks like here. Two-tone is eye-catching. If I lived in LA, this would work. If I lived here, I would look like maybe I was trying to sell something. It just seems a little bit out there. But as an eye-catching prototype or as an eye-catching first unit, this looks nice. It's pretty eye-catching. This kind of yellowish green really doesn't work for me. I would prefer this. What color would I prefer this at? Because I know it has to go for a pretty light color. Again, blue. I think I just have to default to that. A white with maybe a bright, not baby blue, but a vibrant blue, I think would just really work for me there. And you can see with the people, all the people here, very interested in this. This is an interesting car. This is something that interests a lot of people. I remember seeing this in the tech space because that's what we do here on this channel. By the way, if you do like me getting back into car reviews, let me know. There are a lot of dealerships around that we could work with in New York City, even though primarily I'm not the biggest fan of cars. Maybe I could move back into that space. But guys, this has been the Volkswagen section of the New York International Auto Show. Guys, if you have any comments or questions, put it in the comment section below. Don't forget I'm on Instagram at M8B9. You can email me at matt8b9@gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I appreciate it. We're going to be doing a lot of videos here today, so we're doing this as quickly as possible. And hey, there's that car that I didn't like the color of before. I like its hood. I like that it has a matte hood with this kind of, okay, you know what? I was wrong. This color does grow on me. And again, it's lighting this up in the camera, but this color does grow on me. All right, guys, that's it for this time. We're going to move on to whatever is next. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.